The Galaxy Z Fold 7 was shaping up to be a minor refinement of its predecessor until Samsung apparently flipped the script entirely. What initially appeared to be a subtle yearly update may now be remembered as a defining leap in the evolution of foldables. And that shift starts with something no one saw coming. A body so thin it's rewriting what we thought was physically possible for foldable phones. Initial leaks about the Z Fold 7 painted a familiar picture. A streamlined device, slightly thinner, maybe a touch lighter, with the usual incremental improvements. But that entire narrative has been blown wide open. New insider info reveals a radical design change, one that may see the Fold 7 become the thinnest foldable smartphone ever made. When first rumored, the Fold 7 was expected to land at about 9.5 millimeters when folded, a significant reduction from the Fold SXS 12.2 millimeters. That was already a big win for portability. But now, according to fresh reports from TechManiacs, Samsung is pushing even further. They suggest the Fold 7 will measure just 8.2 millimeters thick when folded. That's the same thickness as the Galaxy S25 Ultra, a standard non-foldable smartphone. If true, Samsung may have done what previously seemed impossible, bringing foldables into the same dimensional realm as traditional candy bar phones. To grasp how big this is, consider that this would make the Fold 7 nearly 4 millimeters thinner than its predecessor. That's a 33% reduction in thickness in just a single generation. The original Galaxy Fold launched back in 2019 and was over 15 millimeters thick. In just 6 years, Samsung has managed to cut that bulk in half. It's an astonishing engineering milestone, and one that shows how fast foldables are maturing. In its unfolded state, we can reasonably estimate the Fold 7 to be around 4.1 millimeters thick or possibly even thinner. For comparison, that's roughly the thickness of a USB-C charging port. Realistically, going thinner than that runs into hard limitations, not just in terms of battery space, but in basic physical integrity. Unless Samsung goes fully wireless and ditches ports altogether, which would be extremely controversial, they're likely at the edge of what's technically feasible. Naturally, this has raised questions. How can two highly respected sources, one offering early CAD-based renders and the other citing inside information, be so far apart? The answer may lie in how close the Z Fold 7 is to final production. It appears Samsung may have made a last-minute pivot in its development. The company has a history of tweaking designs late in the process. Just look at the recent changes to the Galaxy S25 Edge after iPhone 17 leak surfaced. If that scenario is playing out again here, it would explain the sudden discrepancy between renders and new intel. The Fold 7, as it turns out, might have undergone a substantial redesign just before moving to the mass production phase. That wouldn't be a first. In fact, it lines up with Samsung's pattern of responding rapidly to market shifts, especially if it means beating rivals to a breakthrough. Now, beyond just the slimmer profile, what else is changing with the Fold 7? Quite a bit. The outer display, one of the most commonly used parts of the device, is getting noticeably wider. This shift helps reduce the remote control feel of earlier Fold models and makes the phone more comfortable to use one-handed. It also means typing and swiping will be far more intuitive for users who rely on the covered display most of the time. On the camera front, Samsung is expected to equip the Fold 7 with the same powerful 200MP sensor found in the Galaxy S25 Ultra. That's a massive step up, especially in a foldable form factor. It's not just about high-resolution shots. This sensor allows for deeper cropping, better low-light performance, and more advanced computational photography. Under-display camera tech is also evolving. Samsung is said to be refining the selfie camera beneath the main display, making it better hidden and more capable. This is a big deal for users who like immersive screens without notch or punch hole interruptions. Combined with Samsung's work to nearly eliminate the display crease, the Fold 7 could deliver the cleanest, most futuristic viewing experience yet on a foldable. One surprising twist is in the S Pen. Samsung is making a fundamental change, moving to a rechargeable stylus design similar to Apple's Pencil. That means even basic handwriting will require a charged pen. While this change might frustrate some who prefer the simplicity of a passive stylus, it could hint at new features like gesture controls, hover interactions, or even integrated AI-based functions that require power to operate. That said, not everything is perfect. The battery size is expected to remain the same, which is disappointing given the thinner body and potential power demands of upgraded components. Still, with improved software optimization and possible new energy-saving modes tied to Galaxy AI, battery life might not suffer as much as expected. Speaking of software, the Fold 7 will ship with Android 16 and One UI 8 right out of the box. And yes, it will be infused with new Galaxy AI features, although the specifics haven't yet been confirmed. Given Samsung's recent push into AI-enhanced productivity tools, photo editing, and real-time translation, it's likely we'll see even deeper integration on the Fold 7. But the surprises don't end there. Samsung has confirmed that a brand new trifold phone is on its way. Long rumored and highly anticipated, this device, possibly called the Galaxy Z Fold Trifold or Galaxy G Fold, will unfold into a massive 10-inch tablet. Samsung is expected to tease it during their upcoming Unpacked event in July, although availability will likely be limited to select regions and quantities at the end of the year. Also confirmed for July is the launch of a redesigned Galaxy Watch. That likely means the return of the Galaxy Watch 8 Classic, bringing back the beloved rotating bezel and introducing fresh health tracking features. It's yet another sign that Samsung is not only refining what works, but also reintroducing fan favorites with a modern twist. Back to the Fold 7. One thing is clear, the competition is heating up. Apple's upcoming iPhone 17 Air has already forced Samsung to rethink its strategy. And by going thinner, smarter, and more user-focused, Samsung is looking to prove that foldables aren't just experimental anymore. They're the future. At this stage, the only question that remains is pricing. Will the Fold 7 hold steady at last year's launch price, or will these advanced upgrades bump it higher? With thinner materials, improved camera modules, and potentially a redesigned hinge, there's reason to believe Samsung will be pushing the price point higher. But if the company can successfully position this phone as both premium and practical, users may be willing to pay the premium. In conclusion, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 is shaping up to be far more than just another yearly refresh. With an ultra-slim design, upgraded display, powerful camera system, enhanced stylus functionality, and futuristic software features, Samsung is clearly swinging for the fences. And if all the reports are accurate, this might just be the year that foldables go truly mainstream. Technology Review will be covering all the latest developments, so stay tuned for more updates on what could be the most exciting Samsung launch in years.